Welcome to the Education Corner, a podcast by Education Choices magazine.
Education Corner podcast are delighted to welcome Mrs. Grace McCahery, Vice Principal of the White House Preparatory School, which is also affiliated to Wooden Tops Nurseries. The White House School is a co-ed school for pupils from 2.5 through to 11. It's situated in Clapham, South London, and was established in 1985. It provides a warm, friendly and inviting place for children to discover, learn and grow in confidence. It's a pleasure to welcome you to our podcast. Could you tell us, to begin with, for the younger parents out there, a little about Wooden Tops Nursery and how it's affiliated to the White House School?
Thank you for having us on your podcast today. We're really excited. The White House Prep was founded nearly 40 years ago. And from that, the Wooden Tops Nurseries was founded 10 years ago. We began to see a demand from our parents at the White House Prep who needed longer childcare and childcare during the holidays. And we want to accommodate this by first creating an outstanding setting within our school grounds. This was a huge success and led to us opening our second site in Aberfil Village a few years later. Both nurseries are rated outstanding as well, which is fantastic. The school and nurseries are all owned and run within our family. So together with my mum and my sisters, we have lots of fun and lots of decisions are made over our Sunday lunches.
So it really is a family-led, from the top business.
Yes, absolutely. Our family WhatsApp chat is goes between sharing photos of our children to what our next big strategic move is going to be. So it's always very exciting. And, we're able to support each other with our different ventures. It's amazing to work with people who you have such a close relationship with, and family really is at the core of our school's ethos as well. Family is the bedrock. And, we are living proof of that. Working together. We have 6 of my mum's grandchildren in the school now, including my baby who is attending the Wooden Tops Nursery, which is a great advert. If you send your own child there, that is always a good advert for somewhere.
You went to the school yourself?
I did. I went to the school from age 2.5 till the age of 7 when we were still a small pre-prep. And again, through demand, we were able to move from a pre-prep to a prep school that went all the way to 11 plus. And recently we've moved to 2-form entry, which just shows the incredible demands and popularity of the school. I think more parents are starting to value the bigger picture. We're a school that is definitely focused on strong academic outcomes, and that's proved in our results. But we're also very focused on how you get to that journey and the nurturing environment that we create so that our children feel supported, so that they feel special, so that they feel important, so that they feel listened to, and that they know that they will be heard. And I think giving them that empowerment from such a young age, when they leave us age 11 to go on to their senior schools, it's remarkable to see the incredible journey they've gone on and the incredible young men and women that leave us and go on to their senior schools. They are interesting, they're interested, they're kind, they have beautiful manners, and they have a love of learning. And that's what we set out to create and which we continue to deliver.
Oh, wonderful. For some of the parents listening, can you just talk us through how best to go about registering for the Wooden Tops Nurseries?
Choosing a nursery is a huge decision for parents, especially with your first child. I know myself how nerve-wracking it can be putting a very young baby into the care of people that you don't know. So you have to, when you go on visits to nurseries, it's so important that you have a good gut reaction, that you see great interaction between the staff and the children. Of course, you might go to a nursery and there might be a few babies crying, and that's normal. But it's how the staff are responding to that that's really important to look out for. Also, what really matters to you as a parent. Do you want them to be doing lots of activities such as yoga and going out to the park and going on trips and doing music? Have a look at the timetable and the curriculum that the nursery is offering. And once you've decided on a nursery, how soon is too soon? Of course, some parents will be very eager and want to come when they are pregnant. But we really want parents to use that time to not just enjoy their pregnancy, but take their time to choose the correct setting. Also, it depends when you are looking to start. Lots of our parents look at starting when the child is 1, which is sort of a traditional maternity, paternity leave length. And so once your child is born, I think that's a good time to register if you're looking at starting at 1. If you're looking at starting at 6 months, then you will need to register whilst you are still pregnant. And of course, there are different entry points, such as 2-year-old entry point or a 3-year-old entry point, which is in line with our pre-reception class. And it's always just best to discuss with the setting what their waiting lists are looking like.
So after children have been through the Wooden Tops nurseries, how do they transition? What's the selection procedure that children go through to enter the White House School for reception?
So once the children have joined the Wooden Tops nurseries, they are part of what we call the Wooden Tops family. And those children receive preferred entry into the school. So they receive their offer letters first. And this is a big part of what makes both the school and the nursery so popular, because more and more parents just want that singular journey for children entering into a nursery and retaining that confidence and going all the way to 11 plus. What is so lovely at the White House is lots of our support teachers, such as our sport teacher, our French teacher, our music teacher, our drama teacher, they all teach in our nursery as well as teaching up to 11. So they can see a real journey of the children age 2 and they might start French, or 18 months when they're kicking a ball in the garden for a first time, to playing fixtures for the under 11 team, which I think is really special. And it gives children that familiarity. Children need to feel confident in their environments. And if they're familiar with their surroundings, if they're familiar with teachers, they have a much more secure idea of what their boundaries are. And as such, they really thrive. So we are seeing a lot more interest for both the nursery and the school, because we can offer that journey from even 6 months all the way to 11. In fact, our head girl now, she joined the nursery at 8 months and is an outstanding member of our community. And she's now in year 6. So it's been a very special journey to watch.
And do you do any assessments?
No, we used to, but we really took the decision that assessment at 4, and actually when you're assessing them, they're even younger, it is not quite right for the child. I think it can create a stressful environment for parents and a stressful environment for children. So we prefer to take a far more individualized and personal approach. I'll go and spend time with children in their settings once they've registered with the school and signed up with the school, so that they can get to know me. Their class teacher might also come, so that they can start to know them. And we're meeting children in their environment, which is so important, because they'll feel more secure to talk to you, to show you their work. You can see what's interesting for them and what excites them. And when they then come to the school for special days or even their first day at school, we can ensure that those activities are on display to show them school is also really fun. And it's just a continuation of their learning.
It's great to hear. How would you describe, I mean, I think you've covered some of it and some aspects of what you've said already, but how would you describe the ethos of the White House School?
Our ethos has always been to put children first and to offer exceptional individual teaching supported by nurturing pastoral care. Throughout our growth, we have stayed true to the founding vision of the school, a place where children should be children. That can be very challenging in London, but we are definitely a school where children remain children. They can learn and grow and exceed their own ambitions and make friendships for life, and within a very wide school community. We are dedicated to excellent academic outcomes, and that's achieved through our unique supportive family environment. It is unique because not every school can offer such an invested approach from a family. It puts children at the heart of everything and creates a protective family environment that we want for all children. And they have the widest range of opportunities to find their passions and their curiosities, and this equips them with what the wider world will require of them.
For many children, they begin preparing from year 4 for their 11 plus exams. How does the White House School support children through this process?
So 11 plus is the second big transition children will experience after the reception transition. And that's moving through the White House or prep or primary school. At the White House, our 11 plus starts at the beginning of year 5, although we're ensuring the children are working at an academic level, a year group above their age throughout the school. So when it comes time for the 11 plus, they are very well prepared already. Or, when that preparation starts, they have a very good grasp of the curriculum. from this really strong foundation, they enjoy the challenge that the 11 plus sets out. Often they come out of the exams just beaming and so delighted with how they have done. And that's really what we ask of our children. We want our children to know they've done their best and know that we'll be proud of whatever their best is. They love the interview process, and we see wonderful results for our children. We often get compliments from other heads of senior schools about the White House children because they are interesting, they're interested, they're not arrogant, they have a love of learning, and they're just really excited by everything that school has to offer. The 11 plus can be a really daunting experience, particularly for parents, and these stresses can fall onto children. So it's really important to keep our children calm and reinforce the message they're doing their best and support their mental well-being during this time. And that is largely through close pastoral care, children feeling they can come to us with any worries. But we achieve amazing results. Last year, every girl received an academic scholarship. We always have over 50, 60, 70% of scholarships offered and multiple offers for our children. So they're given a wide range of schools to choose from when they leave us at 11 plus.
And do you have key schools that you particularly work with or have developed strong relationships with?
Yeah, absolutely. Dulwich College, Allains and Jags are always very popular. Emmanuel as well is very popular, more co-ed. Waldingham is becoming a particular favourite for our girls. I think last year we had 5 offers from Waldingham. And what's quite nice about Waldingham is they offer flexi boarding, if you want that option, particularly later when your child is maybe 15, 16. In fact, our old head girl is there currently, is doing the same things and absolutely loves it. So for boys, Trinity and Whitgift are also popular schools down towards Croydon, and Old Palace Girls, which is part of that group, is also very popular. The traditional London independent schools is where our parents are looking. Occasionally, they might look at boarding schools, and occasionally they might look at state secondaries such as Graveney or Dunraven are very popular as well, and Kingsdale in Dulwich. So it's about working with all of our families as to what they're looking for. Single sex, co-ed, boarding, independent. There's lots of options out there and more schools opening. So it's just about supporting our parents through the process.
And how to best navigate it. We understand that you have a very exciting curriculum. For example, you're running enterprise lessons to encourage an entrepreneurial spirit, which is increasingly becoming a concern for many in education. Can you tell us a little bit more about this?
So we brought enterprise onto the curriculum a few years ago for our children aged year 3 to year 6, and it has been one of their favourite subjects. It runs a bit like a business studies, and we set them different challenges termly. One has been to come up with their own school trip. Another one was to make and sell Christmas bags. And it really teaches them how to work together, how to budget, how to create a marketing plan, and how to pitch. And this brings in maths, public speaking, creative writing, art, and even more. And it's really inspired our children, so much so that they have taken their entrepreneurial spirit out of the classroom and onto the streets, quite literally. One child recently made bespoke cards for people walking down her road, including one husband who had forgotten his wife's anniversary card. So she did fantastically well with that. And this term, the children are focused on making their own podcasts, pitching to local businesses for advertising spaces. So some rival podcasts out there to look out for.
Sounds exciting. We're going to have to keep track on their podcast developments. They can perhaps give us some tips. Further to that, family is at the heart of the White House School. It's the only family-run school remaining in the area. How do you think this has made a difference to a private equity approach?
Being one of the only family schools left is really quite amazing. And, as I mentioned, we are truly a family school between my mother, my sisters, and all of our children being in the school and nurseries. As a family-run school, our focus is on caring for each other and our school community and the wider world. That has always sat at the heart of our decision-making. Working alongside our dedicated and passionate senior leadership team, led fantastically by our headmaster, Tony Lewis, we are able to be dynamic and fast-moving. And actually, it's a big part of the reason we were the first school in London to open after COVID, because we were able to make really quick decisions. We were on site ourselves. Even Mary, our planning principal, was temperaturing and hand sanitizing on the door. because we truly believe that children, were missing too much time in the classroom, and we had to support them, and much to the envy of other parents who wondered why we had opened so quickly. We will always come back to the core question is, what is best for our children? And that should really sit at the heart of any school. And we believe as a family-owned school, without any investment from private equity or the outside, we can answer this question honestly. Our investment is for the long term, a multi-generational approach which blends the best parts of tradition with a drive to find innovation. And whether that's in the curriculum, creating lessons such as enterprise, or through our learning styles, this will ensure the best outcome for our pupils.
We are a magazine that focuses on EDI, equality, diversity and inclusion. And the White House School is interesting to us as it's female founded and run. What challenges have you faced and what benefits has this brought the school?
At the White House, experience, passion, and a can-do attitude are valued above all else, and our parents can see our total commitment to the children, which in turn breeds incredible support and has created the close-knit community that we have built. We want to also ensure that all of our children have the same opportunities, whether that's girls football, boys netball, and also through their learning. It's one of the reasons we think a co-ed environment at prep and primary is so important and builds those essential foundations of mutual respect for our children. Of course, there can be challenges, but above all, if you have a can-do attitude and you are totally passionate about what you do, it shouldn't matter.
And finally, it sounds like there's a lot going on, but is there any further news that you feel you'd like to share with us?
Well, very excitingly, we've recently moved to 2-form entry and have built an incredible new building next to the school to accommodate this, which officially opened on Wednesday with a really moving tree planting ceremony for our late Majesty the Queen and His Majesty King Charles III, complete with a rousing chorus of God Save the King and a 2000s medley, which was quite exciting to listen to. The new space has given us 4 state-of-the-art classrooms, a music room, and a fantastic main school hall for assemblies and drama and performances. These changes have also enabled changes to our main building. We've now got clubs rooms, science lab, and this delivers real meaningful impact for all of our children. One of the highlights has been our wellbeing garden, which has been creating a space for our pupils to develop their imaginations surrounded by nature. There's an amphitheatre that's used for small class drama and outdoor art lessons, and a bird hide, my personal favourite, bird hide tree house, where the children have loved climbing up and exploring, and they're also going to be doing some reading out there whilst we've still got some lovely weather. Our gardening club are also delighted with the outdoor veg beds that they have been growing some kale this week. So we're looking forward to maybe putting that onto the lunch menu as well. The building also has a very low carbon footprint and had a focus on sustainability. So the eco-credentials of the building are really outstanding. But the best thing about the school is there's always something exciting coming. This week alone, we've had an architecture workshop, a dental workshop, and the fire brigade, but not for an actual fire, just for safety lessons. And we're always looking for new ways that we can excite and engage our pupils. Next year, we're focused on developing a bigger library and a calming indoor space for children. Another idea we had over Sunday lunch.
That sounds fantastic. I think I'm going to have to come and join in one of your Sunday lunch sessions.
There's lots of fun.
It sounds very dynamic. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope that this is helpful to parents that are considering either Wooden Tops or the White House School.
Thank you so much.